and Branch Hill are due to be transferred in late June to a company called Shaw Healthcare. Shaw already operates the Maitland Park Care Home as part of a long-term private finance initiative style deal with the council, a deal that's due to run until 2040-41. Under this contract, there is no London living wage provision.
My colleagues and I, we've got used to a certain standard of living with our current wages. When we move to this new provider, we shall be suffering a drastic pay decrease. I've heard the figure of 40% bandied about. 40% pay cut. The salary in our new provider is something like £7.53, which is above the minimum wage, but very well below the London living wage.
Under pressure from Unison 2 years ago, when the first group of transfers took place with the opening of Maitland Park, the council did try and negotiate an increase to living wage. However, Shaw turned around and said, fine, if Camden is prepared to pay another $400,000 plus a year. Camden said, we're not. Shaw has dug its heels in, and so far there's been no movement whatsoever.
My colleagues and I, we've worked for Camden for many years, over 20 years service, a lot of them. The people affected are largely women, largely black people, and largely middle-aged people.
We work for dementia care, and the work is very hard and stressful, and at times we go through a lot, but it's like we are not recognized, we are not appreciated. We have to pay council tax, television license, we have to pay our mortgage and rent, and then need good service for the elderly people. And if they don't pay us good wage, how are we going to perform and perform well to take care of these elderly people?
We've been sold out! We've been sold out!
No!
Sold out! We've been sold out!
Cleaners who recently transferred from ISS to the construction giant Amy have been paid London living wage of $9.15 an hour since the transfer. We're now being told, however, that the amount of money allocated to Amy is not sufficient to pay the full workforce living wage, and there's a gap of about 30%. Meanwhile, of course, the council is implementing huge cuts totaling some £73 million over the period of 3 financial years, and yet we have evidence of significant underspends, including in the Children's Schools and Families Directorate, of nearly £4 million over the preceding 4 years. We know there are still many consultants. We don't know precisely how many, but undoubtedly the bill runs into millions of pounds.
We're not going to give up. We're going to be here until we get the money. Whether it's the companies, whether it's the council, they're all responsible for our wages. They can't